beautiful people, Pink Panthers here, and I am ready to roar. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about a very special subject, and it's about rediscovering the magic within yourself. So, in case you didn't know, you are fucking magical. Like, human beings, we are magical, and that's not a metaphor. That's not figuratively speaking, that's literally speaking. Okay, because we are basically liquefied crystal. That's what our body is. And we produce a natural electromagnetic field around us, and that's our aura. And so we're both sending out energy electrically and taking in energy magnetically at the same time. And we're able to use that energy in certain ways. So, you know, every human being has certain psychic gifts and abilities that they're born with. And, you know, society tries to program us to say that these abilities aren't real. You know, like if a little kid, like one of my friends, you know, since she was little, she saw dead people and they spoke to her. You know, and a lot of parents would see that and discourage the child and say, you know, that's not real. But luckily for this person, you know, her parents didn't do that to her, so she still has that skill. So, you know, and for another example, my best friend, she, one of her psychic abilities that, you know, comes to her very easily is she sees auras. Like, she sees the color of people's auras and, like, she sees how big it is and things like that, you know. And, you know, like, for me, one of my psychic gifts and abilities is that, you know, I have clairaudience. So a lot of people talk about just clairvoyance, which is, if I'm not mistaken, don't call me on this, but I think clairvoyance is, clairseeing, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, you know, seeing visions or seeing the future and things like that. But there's also clairsentience, which is clear feeling, which is, clear means clear feeling, clear seeing, clear hearing, clairaudient. Claircognizance, which is just a knowing, you know. So I know for me, I have a lot of clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience. A lot of times I will hear things, or I will just feel things and know them, or I'll know them. You know, I'll just get downloads and know things, right? And so we all have gifts like this, magical gifts, you know, that can't be explained by, you know, society. You know, it can't be explained how it works, but it just, because we're magical beings. So, you know, what I wanted to talk about today is finding out what are your innate gifts and abilities. And, you know, it doesn't have to just be psychic abilities, you know, like, we're all born with magical talents, like, you know, like artists. There's so many different kinds of arts, like music, making music, singing, dancing, you know, drawing, painting, doing arts and crafts, creating things, crocheting. There's so many different ways to express your emotions through art, and that is magic in itself. And, you know, like, some people might disagree with me, but, like, you know, I love wrestling. I've always loved wrestling since I was little, and to me, that is like athletic art. That is like, they're displaying their athleticism through artistry, you know, like they're painting a picture with what they're doing, and they're telling a story, you know. So I'm just a fan of that. But anyways, but So when I say rediscovering, because it's not something we need to seek, it's not something we need to go out and discover and seek to find. It's something that we need to rediscover within ourselves, because within yourself is everything that you will ever need. You are the love that has always been. You are one. And when you are able to quiet your mind through meditation, which meditation is literally just quieting your mind. And that could be through anything. That could be through dancing, through singing, through actual meditation, through creating art, through going on a walk, through exercising. But when you're able to quiet your mind, your conscious mind, then you are able to access your subconscious mind. And one of the ways to do that is through a trance state. So when you're in a trance state, that means that, again, you're able to really bypass your conscious mind and go into your subconscious. And that's where all of your permanent information is. And, that's where your belief systems and, things are. But also, and a lot of that, honestly, for most of us, is programming, things that we've been programmed through society to believe that are false. But also, there are deep truths that you can find within yourself by quieting your conscious mind, going into your subconscious, and allowing that to come down into your heart space. And then you're able to access these, not only ancient knowledge and wisdom about yourself and the ones you love in the universe, but also your innate gifts and abilities as well, all kinds of magic abilities, including psychic abilities, and also talents. So, allow yourself to have some time to be quiet and see, do you hear anything? Do you see anything? Are you getting clear understandings of things that you've been trying to understand? Like here, when I'm outside right now, and I hear the wind in the trees, and that's a lot of the times when my clear audience happens, when I hear things, is when I'm out in nature, because it's quiet, and maybe one of my spirit guides might have a message for me that I'm able just to pick up because I'm paying attention to the nature around me. And so, yeah, that's just encouragement today to find out the magic that's already in your heart. Find out the magic that's already in your soul, the gifts that you possess. And, I also do believe that every human is capable of, being able to use every magical and psychic ability that exists. However, I do believe that, there are ones that come more naturally to us than others. There are ones that maybe, for me, maybe I might have to work harder and, really seek after it to be able to see auras and things like that. But there are other things that come more easily to me. So I've started just listening and paying attention to the things that come more easily to me. And the more that I do that and practice that and allow that, I believe that the things that come harder for me, I will also be able to do those and accomplish that. So, but the first step is just seeing what comes naturally to you. Try to go for a walk and see, do the trees have a message for you? Maybe the birds have a message for you. Maybe the clouds, there's a lot of times that I'll see shapes in the clouds. I see dragons in the clouds all the time. And, then I might, if I see a dragon in the clouds, I might go look up, Google search, what's the spiritual meaning for a dragon? And it might have a message that resonates with what I'm going through right now. Or maybe I see a blue jay, I keep seeing blue jays repeatedly over and over and over again. Like for me, I can't tell you anyone who's found more blue jay feathers than me. Like, it's crazy how many I've found. And so, the blue jay animal spirit is very special to me, and it has a significant meaning for me, and it's revealed itself to me through that. Maybe like, the first crystal that I bought to wear as jewelry, because well, maybe you don't know, I lived in a cult for most of my middle school and high school years, and through the start of college, and so that really it had a hard effect on me, to where I didn't want to after I left that cult, and it was very traumatizing, and but I'm a warrior, I'm a survivor, they can't do shit to me. But it was a long time before I was even open to the idea of any type of spirituality, even including crystals or anything like that. And the first, I went to TJ Maxx one day, and I was looking at the jewelry, and I saw this necklace that had a labradorite crystal on it, and it was so beautiful. It just, it spoke to me, it caught my attention, and it had a little paragraph talking about, like, describing labradorite, and it was saying that labradorite was a crystal of magic. And I was really afraid of it, honestly. At first, like, I was afraid to buy it, because I was like, is this gonna bring me bad energy? Because they brainwash us so much through the media, through the fucking programming of the Matrix, that oh, magic is evil, magic is bad, but yet science is good. Whenever science and magic are exactly the same thing, they're just different words. A fucking scientific solution, like a chemical solution, that's a potion. Chemistry, that's alchemy. Okay, it's the same shit. It's literally the same shit. But yet they tell us that it's so evil. Anyways, so after I got that crystal, that labradorite crystal that just called out to me, and I took, a leap of faith that it wasn't going to harm me, and it didn't, and after that, really just, I feel like it really started my spiritual, evolution, like, and becoming a totally different person. And I know that sounds crazy, but something as little as a crystal can change your life like that, but it really can. And it's because I found, like, my crystal, my favorite crystal. It's still my favorite crystal. I love it so much. I have so much labradorite jewelry, and I love making labradorite jewelry. It's one of my favorites to make. But, maybe that's your first step. Find your crystal. Find the crystal that calls out to your heart. You know what I mean? And you'll know when you see it. Maybe there's one day I found this stone, or it was a rock I was at the creek, and it just called out to me. And when I picked it up, that's when my clairaudience was the strongest. I heard my grandpa's voice, who had passed away. I heard him speaking to me in his voice, the way he would, saying, I know it was him, because it was him. If you're open to finding your magic, I know that you'll find it. And that's all I wanted to say to you guys today. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.